You ever notice that most men don't get taken out by the ops? They get taken out by themselves. Right when things start improving, they crash out. That's called self-sabotage. Today you'll learn what self-sabotage really is, how it shows up in your life, how it follows you to the streets if you don't fix it, and how the Stoics used obstacles as fuel instead of excuses. By the end, you'll know how to flip resistance into progress. This is Street Stoic. What self-sabotage actually is. Self-sabotage isn't stupidity. It's fear pretending to be confidence. It sounds like, I don't care, it's whatever, I'll do it later, they're just hating. Truth is, you care. You're just scared of what growth demands. The Stoics taught that events don't ruin us, our reactions do. Street version, if emotions are driving, discipline gets dragged. Why we self-sabotage? Well, most men sabotage because peace feels wrong. If you grew up around crazy shit, your nervous system learns survival, not stability. So when life slows down, your mind panics and says, something's off. So you create problems to feel normal again. That's conditioning, not character. But if you don't break it, it will break you. For example, you're doing good, no write-ups, staff trusting you. You are on program level, no problems. You're chilling. Then suddenly, you start banging out. You pop off on staff, skip group, push boundaries, just because. Why? Because discipline feels heavy when you're used to chaos. So instead of carrying the weight, you drop it and blame the system. That's self-sabotage. Here's the Stoic principle that changes everything. The obstacle is the way, meaning the thing in front of you that feels uncomfortable, annoying, or restrictive is the training. Most people see obstacles and think, this is stopping me. Stoics think, this is shaping me. Maybe you feel bored and are fighting the urge to act out. What that is training your patience. Or maybe the rules feel strict. That's impulse control. Or staff correcting you is starting to piss you off, and you are fighting the wave. That's you disciplining your ego. See, the obstacle isn't blocking your growth. It is the growth. Street example. Pressure on the job is responsibility training. Boring-ass daily routine. That's consistency training. Fighting life's temptations. That's training for self-mastery. See, every obstacle you face asks one question. Are you ruled by impulse or by intention? The real obstacle isn't always violence or jail. It's this. Showing up to work on time, day after long-ass brutal day. Staying sober, saving money, coming home instead of kicking it with the homies. Staying faithful to your lady. Sometimes, just doing the right thing feels like the hardest. So the pressure builds, and most people don't face it. They run, they cave, they relapse, they cheat, they self-sabotage and tell themselves, life is boring, she's not that great, I don't need this shit. But that's not truth, that's avoidance. Reality is simple. You avoided the obstacle, so you avoided the lesson. And life always makes you repeat what you refuse to learn. Common self-sabotage moves. Talking reckless when silence would win. Violating rules just to feel powerful. Destroying good relationships to avoid vulnerability. Saying, I don't care when you care the most. That's not strength, that's fear dodging growth. The Stoics trained one move above all. Pause before reacting, before speaking, before crashing out. Ask, is this obstacle training me? What happens if I don't react? What does the disciplined version of me do? Street Stoic rule. If it costs your future, it's too expensive. How to flip obstacles into progress. Most men don't lose because the obstacle is too big. They lose because they mislabel it. They call pressure a threat. They call boredom danger. They call discipline losing themselves. That's the first mistake. 1. Name it. This is an obstacle, not a threat. Your body reacts to obstacles like they're emergencies. Heart rate up, thoughts racing. Your impulses screaming, but nothing bad is happening. You're not in danger. You're in training. When you name it, you take control back. You shift from reaction to awareness. Obstacle equals growth signal. 2. Lean in. Do the hard thing on purpose. Most people wait for motivation. Disciplined men move without it. You don't wait to feel like showing up on time, saying no, staying sober, staying loyal. You do it because it's uncomfortable. Leaning in rewires your nervous system. You teach yourself, I don't run when it gets quiet or heavy. That's power. 3. Delay impulse. Emotion fades, consequences don't. Impulses feel urgent, they're loud, they demand action now. But emotions are short-lived. Regret lasts longer. You don't need to kill the urge, you just need to outweight it. 10 minutes of restraint beats months of cleanup. This is how men stop self-sabotaging without fighting themselves. 4. Think long game. Today's resistance is tomorrow's advantage. The obstacle isn't blocking your life, it's shaping it. Every time you choose, discipline over comfort, stability over chaos, commitment over escape, You're stacking proof. Proof that you can be trusted. Proof that you're dangerous with control. Proof that you don't fold under pressure. Every obstacle you don't run from builds authority over yourself. And when you have authority over yourself, no one else can control you. That's the real freedom. Self-sabotage isn't destiny, it's a habit, and habits can be rewritten. Most people think the obstacle is something in their way, a person, a past, a situation. But the truth is deeper. The obstacle isn't blocking your path. It is the path, the discomfort, the discipline. The moment you want to quit, react, or self-destruct. That's the work. Master that, and nothing outside of you has power anymore. If this hit, don't scroll. Subscribe. Share it with someone who's crashing out right now. Stay tuned in to Street Stoic, because we are just getting started. Stay dangerous, stay disciplined, stay street stoic.